So glad that you're here. And for some of us, maybe we've been coming to church for a while. For some of you, maybe you've never been to church before. You've never read a Bible. Maybe you've read a Bible your whole life. Whatever it is, whatever side of the spectrum you're on, we're going to talk about a story tonight that we most likely have all at least heard of before, at least are aware of. And it's the story that we hear about a little short guy named David and a tall, massive man called Goliath. I like to think of him as a brick because, I don't know, he's just tall and probably hairy and, I don't know, maybe looks a little like me. But I just think that he's a little bit of a brick. But anyway, we've heard this story for so long, but we're going to kind of look back at it for tonight. So, to give us a little bit more of a backstory, we're met in between a mountain over here and a mountain over here, and we're standing in a valley. And the Philistine army is on one side, the Israelite army is on the other side, and there's like a little stream weaving through it, and it's probably lush and green and seems so peaceful. But here we are met with a battle zone. It's a battle zone where you would expect in a battle zone that there would be battling going on, especially since it had been 40 days. The battle started 40 days ago. We're 40 days into this battle, and all you hear is one guy. Nobody else is coming up to fight. Nobody else is showing up. It's just this one big brick of a dude coming out here and yelling at these little Israelites, and he's like, psh. Who do you think you are? You little weak cowards? Come on, fight me. Come on, get over here. Come on. This dude's massive. He's wearing an armor that weighs more than me. His armor is like, okay, not quite as much as me because, those burgers. But about 130-pound armor. He's ready to fight. He's yelling at these guys. He kind of looks, let's put up this picture here. He kind of looks like a man you might know as Shaquille O'Neal. He's a tall man. Next to him here is Kevin Hart. If you know Kevin Hart, he's a small dude. He's like 5'2", maybe 5'3" on a good day. But this is about the battle scene that we see. We see a man that's about that big, actually about a foot bigger than this dude, against probably a guy the size of Kevin Hart. But we're not there at the Kevin Hart part yet. But this scene, Goliath, this huge dude, is yelling. He's mocking them. He's mocking the army, and then he's mocking their God. He's like, you're weak, and your God is weak. You can't beat me, and your God can't beat me. We're the Philistines. Who are you? Come on. Somebody come out here. Somebody come battle me. Somebody show me what you've got. And if you beat me, you win. It's like winner take all kind of deal. If you beat me, you win. So all the Israelites are terrified. This dude's huge. Nobody wants to go one-on-one with this dude. Nobody's ready to take a knock at him. And then we meet a kid who's working for DoorDash. Comes with the meal. It's like, yeah, I gotta give him that sandwich for pickup. One nice cheese. And he's going to look for the guys who need DoorDash. It's his brothers. And they're waiting for him. They're like, oh, okay, thank you. And as he's giving them the food, he just hears this massive dude yelling at them and making fun of them. And I imagine David like doing a little double take as he's giving them the food. He's like, you guys hear that? You guys hear what this dude's saying? You hear how he's making fun of us? You hear how he's making fun of God? Are we just chilling over here? And they're like, dude, this dude's massive. We don't want to take him on. So David says, all right, imagine little Kevin Hart over here. Love Kevin Hart. It's just like, I'll take on Shaq. I'll take on Shaq and a half. I'm ready. The brothers are like, bro, we care about you. You can't take this guy on. You can't do it. There's no way. He's like, no, we got to do it. It's been 40 days, and there's this one voice constantly, every single day, yelling at them, making fun of them. And I imagine that the rest of these guys are looking at David. They're like, man, we feel like we're immobilized. We feel like we can't move forward. We can't do anything. We're demoralized. We're distressed. We're worried. How are you just coming out here and saying, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to take them on? These guys are they're just overwhelmed every single day. This one voice speaking into them, pushing them down, beating them up. How many of us feel that sometimes? It's one voice. Maybe it's even our own voice every single day telling, nope, you can't do it. Nope. Demoralized, beaten up, beaten down. Before the battle really began, they were crushed. They were crushed. But when we look at this rich history of the Israelites, we see that they actually serve a God who has done the impossible. He's beaten battles for these Israelites that they never could have won on their own. He's split the Red Sea when they were doomed for destruction. He's done things that they could never do on their own. And they had forgotten who their God was. So they're hearing this one voice, and they're constantly just too worried to do anything. So we've got Kevin Hart versus Shaq. And this little David of a Kevin Hart, this little Kevin Hart of a David, I guess we could call him, says, no, I'm going to go up against him. So we can put up this verse that we're going to be looking at. 1 Samuel 17. Look at what he says. This is what David says. I have done this, by this meaning beaten, I have done this both to lions and bears, and I'll do it to this pagan Philistine too, for he has defiled the armies of the living God. And then in verse 37, the Lord who rescued me from the claws of the lion and the bear will rescue me from this Philistine. And so people are trying to convince him not to, and then finally the king who's leading this charge, who's also worried, also scared, also immobilized, looks back at David and he says to him, all right, go ahead, and may the Lord be with you. And as David goes up to this battle scene, it feels like time stood still. What's going to happen? This massive man versus this tiny little boy. If you ever watch boxing, MMA, I know we've got some boxing fans in here. There's a fight between Conor McGregor and this guy, you might have heard of him, called Paddy Doherty. You ever heard of this fight? 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Knockout. Fastest knockout, I think, ever. One shot, one punch, it was over. 3 seconds. This little kid, David, goes up, doesn't have a spear, doesn't have a sword. Goliath is up here with all his stuff. He's ready to go. Takes a little pebble, has this little slingshot. That's it. I'm here like my, can't do it again because I'm smiling too big. One shot kill. That was it. Why do we love this story so much? Why are we inspired by this David, man, oh my gosh, this little kid, the underdog, the kid who we never thought he could do it? Why do we love it so much? I think it's because we look at this story and we're like, that's me. I'm David. I'm the one with the slingshot going up against these giants, and if he can do it, I can do it, right? We see ourselves in David. We want to see ourselves in David, and we want to see ourselves fighting these giants in our life, whatever your giant might be, and you're just, that's me. If he can do it, I can do it. He's the underdog. I'm the underdog too. I'm going to show everybody who's boss. I'm going to show my giants who's boss, so I got this. But the problem is, we try to be like David, don't we? We try to beat our giants. We try to defeat the things in our life that is that voice every day. We're going to say, no, I got this. I can beat this giant. I'll go up against him, and I'll show him who's boss. And we try it, maybe we're victorious for a little bit, maybe not even a little bit, but then even if we are, give it a few days. Some of us give it a few hours, maybe even a few minutes, and we're crushed again. Why? If David can do it, why can't we do it? I mean, that's the whole reason we love this story, is we can see, man, the underdog. I'm the underdog. You're the underdog. I can do this. Maybe it's your giant of anxiety. Maybe it's your giant of loneliness. Maybe it's this giant that you face every day, that's this performance-based works that you've been living in, that you grew up in, and you're just, man, I can beat that. I can be myself. But every day, nope. You can't be yourself. Nope, you can't beat me. Nope, depression, I got you. Nope. Worry about the future, got you. Nope. Too lazy, too comfortable, too much not wanting to move, staying right there. But I'm going to be the David. I'm going to overcome. It's been 6 years. I'm still here. I still haven't overcome. Why not? Why have I not overcome? Why can't I be like David? I want to be David. Isn't this the whole story? They tell us this in Sunday school. They tell us, "Oh man, you're going to be awesome." Why not? Why not? I think the problem lies in that in this story, me and you, we're not David. We're not David in this story. See, we were just singing a song. It wasn't even planned. We were just singing this song. And I can't remember the exact words. Maybe you guys can help me out. But it said something like, "Who can stop the Lord?" Like my voice. That's why I stopped singing on the worship team. "Who can stop the Lord Almighty?" That's it. Thank you, Sarah. No one. Who can stop? You like that little, just add that in there. Who can stop the Lord? No one. Who can stop? Is it David? Are we singing about David? It's not David who no one can stop. It's not just the underdogs that no one can stop. Who can stop? The Lord. Who can stop? The Lord Almighty. You and me, we're not David. And that's good news, actually. That's fantastic news. Because if it was us who had to do it, I don't think we'd make it. I think you'd be just like me, trying and trying again and trying and saying, this time I'm going to will it through. This time I'm going to plow through. And we still feel defeated. It's not us who's David. For me and you, our David is Jesus. See, Jesus is the one who's victorious. Jesus is the one that no one can stop. Jesus is the one who, when we are fighting our battles, he's actually fighting on our behalf. We cannot, let me tell it to you straight, we cannot do it on our own. We are not able to go through this on our own. Sure, yes, maybe we participate with Jesus as he fights and we believe and we're in it with him and we're putting in our effort and we're putting in our part. But man, if we're doing it all on our own will, all in our own discipline, all in our own power, we are not going to make it through. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Human power does not have the ability to bring about supernatural transformation. Human power does not have the ability to remove a giant that is bigger than me and you. And me and you need someone who is bigger than a giant in our life. We need to put our hope in someone who is bigger than the giant that's in our life. And we're here often depending on our own strength, often depending on our own ability and power, where we really just need supernatural power that only comes from Jesus. David didn't win because of his equipment. He didn't win because of his discipline. He didn't win because of how many push-ups he did in the morning. He didn't win because of how many flocks of sheep he herded. He didn't win because of anything that he could do. He won because he trusted that God would carry him through. He won because he depended fully on God rather than on himself. And that's why worship, whether it's what we do here or it's what you do in your day-to-day life, that's why worship is so important, because it takes our eyes off of our life and the things that we do and the power that we have and puts it on the one who is able to overcome. Puts our eyes, our focus on one who is bigger than your giants. Puts it on the one who has already won the victory. And so for you and me tonight, we have to put our faith in Jesus. If we want to overcome, if you want to overcome the giants in your life, you've got to make a decision to take your eyes off of yourself, off of what you can do, off of what you are depending on from your own power and your own strength, and put it on the one who's able, the one who can knock down a giant, the one who is stronger than me or you or anything that we could ever do. And I don't know what keeps you up at night. I don't know what races through your mind as you're trying to sleep and you're trying to rest and you're trying to just get through the day. I don't know what it is. But I know that Jesus is on your side. I know that Jesus wants to come alongside you, because when he died on the cross, he didn't die so that me and you can just keep going like nothing happened. He died because he wanted you to be set free from these giants in your life. He died so that we can live in freedom, fully surrendered to him. And in doing that, our life is so much more fruitful, is so much more healthy, is so much more powerful, not just for ourselves, but for the people around us. So tonight, we're not teaching a self-help message. This is not a pull yourself up by your bootstraps and keep going. This is let's stop. Let's breathe for a second. So many of us are just grinding it out because we're depending on our own ability, our own strength, our own human power, when what we really need is supernatural power from a God who is already victorious. That's what we need. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? I know you guys didn't plan on this, but can we just sing that part of the song? Can we just sing, who can stop the Lord Almighty? We don't even have to sing the whole song. And you all don't have to do anything. But I want to challenge us tonight. See, it's not even about listening to a long message. It's not about that. It's all about Jesus. It's all about him. I was just listening to a message and this guy, man, he's like, Jesus plus anything is wrong. It's like that. He's saying the worst theology we can have is Jesus plus anything. It's just Jesus. It's just Jesus. And Jesus plus nothing equals all that I need. And that's hard to believe sometimes. But David believed that. And he was a tiny little man against a giant that no trained army military guy wanted to go up against. It's all about Jesus. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? No one. No giants in your life can keep coming in every night and every morning, reminding you of your flaws, reminding you why you suck, reminding you why you'll never make it, reminding you why you have to keep comparing yourself to that girl or that guy who's way more fill in the blank than you. It's all about Jesus. Who can stop the Lord? No one. So before we sing this, let me just pray for us. And while I pray this out, maybe you need to pray this too. God, help us breathe. Just help us breathe, God. Set our eyes on you, Jesus. Set my eyes on you. I need to trust more in you and less in me. Jesus, I'm having a hard time believing that Jesus plus nothing is all that I need, because I feel like I need a lot. Jesus, help me to overcome my unbelief. Jesus, help me to be like David, not in being David, but in trusting in you. I'm not David. I'm not going to overcome. I'm not going to get that victory, but God, you can, and you are, and you already have. So God, would you speak into our hearts tonight? Would you encourage us? Would you remind us that no one can stop the Lord Almighty? Not in my life, not in your life, in no one's life can somebody come in and stop the Lord Almighty. Can knock down any giant. God, help us to believe. Who can stop the Lord Almighty?
Before the lion and the lamb, and every knee